Hello once again, everybody. This is Rich with High Percent Trading. This is the Daily Auto Trader tutorial video. This is part 2. Part 1 covered how to go ahead and put in the statistics, how to run the statistical indicator, how to go about saving those. And so we showed all that. If you haven't had that opportunity to view that, please view that and make sure that you do understand the points that are contained within there, because we're going to build on this. So once you have that done, we're going to go ahead and implement the automatic trades using the MultiTrader daily RStats platform. And simply what you do is go to your indicator list, and find the MultiTrader RStats 0523. That's the one we're currently using. I've gone ahead and put it down here already. And then it's a good idea that it didn't come with the default, but you can default whatever times that you have. Remember now your hours from PST. This is going to be important for you if you're importing any pre-done strategies. So again, if you're on the East Coast, please put a 3 in here. If you're 3 hours ahead, if you're over in Europe, say 9 hours ahead, you'll put a 9 in here, okay? So that's what you want to deal with. This only pertains to items that you may import in from pre-saved, right? You notice it has a default time and it has default trades. Again, we're not going to pay much attention to these. Right now, we're going to show how to work with them. But for now, you're going to go ahead and put those in and keep this the way you want it, okay? So once you do that, you're going to hit OK. I also put up the dynamic trend, the HP30 dynamic trend, so that you can see the trends as well. You need to see that as we're moving in real time. So then we hit OK, and it goes ahead and brings everything up. All right, so this is what it looks like when it first comes on, right? And these are all just default settings. So what are we going to do? The illustration I'm giving today is Monday, May 26th. For the most part, the markets aren't too active right now. It's a good time to do the video. But what we want to do, since it's a Monday, is we want to go ahead and bring in all of our saved trades that we had, that we either did on our notepad and saved, or that you may have gotten from High Percent Trading or from another of your work. So in order to do that, I'm going to go to the notepad that I've got saved for the crude oil trades. So this is the crude oil notepad. Notice the last number, 1, always pertains to the day of the week. 1 is Monday, 2 is Tuesday, 3 is Wednesday, 4 is Thursday, 5 is Friday. So you see today on Monday we potentially have 4 trades on Monday from the time period 6:32 to 8:59 Pacific. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to copy this time, because you noticed we did not have that time in there because it was defaulted to something else. So I'm going to highlight that and do Control-C. That copies it. Then I'm going to go to my chart. I'm going to open up the tab, the Settings Manager tab. I'm going to go to this top, My Trade, T, Time. I'm going to click once, click twice, and then do Control-V, and it pastes it in. Okay? Now you have to hit Apply, left-click Apply, and if the charts are moving in real time, you'll notice that we are moving in real time and the time was updated. All right, here's our time. It's updated now. It also shades it yellow and would have shaded it yellow had you reloaded this. If I reload this again, you'll see that it would start shading at the time, right? But now we're beyond our time. So let me left-click just to show how that works. So here's an example of how that works. We were starting at 6:32 Pacific and looking to take trades up to 8:59. So starting at 6:32 rather, it started to shade it here and then went all the way over to here. Okay, that's 8:59. And then this red part indicates where it continues to stay in the trade. If it hasn't exited the trade for 30 minutes, that's what the 30 means back here. Again, refer to the previous video if you're unclear on this. But what this is saying is if it has not exited the trade through the stop or profit target by 30 minutes after the start time, the end time rather, go ahead and liquidate. And of course, that's a parameter that you can set. All right. Once we have that, we want to go ahead and bring our trades in. So again, quite simply, to bring our trades in, we're going to go back to our notepad and put them in one by one. All right, we're back to our notepad. Here's our potential trades for Monday. All right, we're going to copy like this. We're going to highlight the entire bracket of the trade. We're going to do Control-C. That copies it. I'm going to go back to our chart. We're going to open our Settings Manager tab at the top. We're going to go to the first trade, trade number 1. We're going to click once, click twice, and then do Control-V, and it pastes it in. All right. Since there's potentially 4 trades, I'm going to skip down to the next one right here. I'm going to click on here one time so I know when I come back to this, I'm going to get the second one. I'm going to go back to the tab for our next trade. I'm going to take the next trade here and copy it. Control-C. Back to our settings. Click again one time here on the second trade. Control-V. I'm going to scroll down one more time here. Click it. Go back to my notepad. Here's my third trade. Do Control-C. Back to the chart, setting, click again, Control-V, and one more time. Click here so you know it's going to be the 4th trade. Then we're going to go to our Save Trades again. Here's our 4th trade for Monday, and here we go. Control-C, back to the chart, click once, Control-V, and it's pasted in. Okay. Now you notice we have some open cells here. We have 4 more open cells. So what we can do on this is just backspace, click, backspace, click, backspace, click, backspace. That way we know we don't have any more trades for this day. Now why this is important is we're going to go ahead and eventually save this. Okay. But the first thing I want to do then is left click on Apply. Right? And we're going to go back to the chart. And you see that all the trades are in here. Okay? All 4 trades are in here. We've got retrace trades in a band, in a U2 uptrend. We have a retrace trade also in a U2 uptrend. We have an anti-trade in a 4 uptrend and an anti-trade in a 4 uptrend. Okay, so that quite simply is how this works. Right now, in order to activate this in real time, you would want to do this if you were starting your trading before 6:32, right? Simply, I'll show what to do now. You can see it turned green, and the reason it turned green was it's telling you that those are trades that qualify today, at least for the day. Okay, our time we're beyond our time, but at least for the day they're correct. So if I wanted to activate each one of these trades, say it's before 6:32, I click on this tab that says Market and then click on the N, which activates it, and then click on here, activates it. Now watch what happens here when I click on this, because this is an anti-trade. It's not entering on a limit order, it's entering on a stop order. I activate it and I click here It's also an anti-trade. I activate it. Now, potentially, it doesn't trade a whole lot every day. That's the nice thing about this auto trader is that you can trade multiple instruments. You might get 1 or 2 or 3 trades a day on average per instrument, sometimes less, but it's nice because it's steady. When it has losing days, the drawdown is small and it's consistent. One other thing I like to do, because it trades through multiple trends, it could trade through a D2 trend and then go into a U2 trend, and you might be in one trade looking for another. I like to set my max positions a little bit higher. I like to go and set them to 4, which means that it's going to allow up to 4 positions. It's pretty rare that's ever going to happen. Okay, you might be long on one, short on another. You actually have no position, but it's managing the trades. But that's what I like to do. Okay, now the next thing is, once you're done with this, you want to save this so you don't have to do this time and time again. So in order to do that, you click on the Settings Manager, right? You're going to click on Save. So when you click on Save, it's going to ask where you want to save this. I've got a folder called Stats Folder, right? And so it's going to take it there. It's going to ask for a file name, all right? And the file I'm going to give it is going to be CL Daily Monday, because it's Monday, right? CL Daily Monday, and then I'm going to click Save. Now, I already have one of these saved, but I'm just going to save it again so we can do. So I'm going to click Yes, and now it's saved. Okay? Now, why is that important? What I'm going to show now is you don't want to have to be entering these trades all the time, and I'm going to go back and show what to do if you first start up in the morning. Okay, so I'm going to clear the multi-trader RStats auto trader from the chart and start as though we were starting fresh on a Monday. Okay, so as you can see, there's nothing here on the chart in the way of an auto trader. I'm going to go to my indicators. I'm going to pull that one back up again from my indicator list. Here it is in my list, so I'm going to click here. I'm going to click New, and then I'm going to click OK. Now, you noticed it came up, right? But it came up with the old default settings that were in here, 940 to whatever. Okay, so now I want to load my Monday's trades. So all I do is I click on the Settings tab. I'm going to go to Load. Right, it takes me to the Stats folder. I'm going to find, since today's Monday, I'm going to find my CL Daily Monday, which is right here. I click on that. I click on Open and click on Apply. Make sure you click on Apply. You see it's already put it up here, but it hasn't done anything over here yet. You need to click on Apply, right? And then you can close this. Notice now it's got our times, has our trades. All right, and again, if I wanted to activate this, now, assuming we're before 6:32 in the morning, I'm just going to click on here. Again, go to max, trade your max positions, move that up to 4. Click on here, and click on here. Notice if you hover over some of these cells, you can also get information, okay? See, as you hover over the cells, it'll give you information. Tells you what everything stands for. All right, now, we don't have, and we're not going to have any trades now, because what it's looking for is these trades and these trends at these times. Now, we're in a D4 trend right now, but we're beyond our time. So just to show how this works, I'm going to go ahead and fudge this a little bit. I'm going to expand my trade time to beyond the time we're at. I'm going to just set this to 10:59 so we can demonstrate this. All right, I'm going to make sure I get my setting in here as well. I'll make the change up in here. All right, click apply, and now we have it. Okay, now we're in a D4 trend. The type of D4 trends that we have could be an anti-trade going long above the market, and that's the only trade we would have in a D4 trend. Actually, I take that back. My eyes aren't what they used to be. Both of these are U4 trends. Okay, so there is no current trade that we've got set up in a D4 trend. So let me fudge this a little bit to show how this would work. I'm going to do both an anti-trade and a regular trade. Okay, let's say I'm going to fudge this to make an anti-trade at band 6 and a retrace trade at band 7. So in order for me to do this, and this is just for illustration purposes only, I'm going to change this trend from a positive 4 to a minus 4, and I'm going to change this trend from a positive 4 to a minus 4. And then I'm going to hit, and I don't want an anti-trade, I want a retrace trade. Again, this is just for purposes of demonstration. You're not going to have to do this unless you want to test this. Okay, and now I'm going to click apply. And you see it made the changes. And what did it do? It automatically placed an order to sell up here, right? And if I activate my anti-trade, I'm going to go here and here. It also did the anti-trade. Okay, so right now, if these were the trades we were looking for in real time, it's looking to place an anti-trade here, which is already did. It's working on a stop, right? If this trade were to get filled, it would have a 33-tick profit target and a 33-tick stop. If it moved about 6 ticks higher, it would go short here at 104.34 on this trade with a 39-tick profit target and a 39-tick stop. And it would continue to manage both of those trades until the stop or profit target got hit on either one or both. And if it didn't get hit, at 10:59, it's not looking to take any more trades, and 30 minutes after that, you'll get a notice on a message that according to your stats, you want to go ahead and close out those trades. All right. It will not close it out automatically on on this platform because this is working through ChartTrader. So you have to go ahead and close those out. You can do close or bring your stop up or bring your profit targets down in, whatever you like to do. It'll close the trade. Okay, so that's the one thing you need to do. We'll talk about this function with the actual auto trader strategy in part 3 of the video. That's handled a little bit differently. Okay, now a couple things to also note. One thing you need to be cognizant of is if this trade gets filled, this anti-trade, this is an anti-trade, so it means it's going to be entering on a stop. Okay. If you get 1 or 2 ticks of slippage on the trade, okay, you need to adjust your profit target and your stop to take that into account, because this is assuming you're going to get filled at 104.28, and at 104.28, based upon your statistical analysis, you're using a 33-tick profit target and a 33-tick stop. If you got 1 tick of slippage, in other words, you got filled at 104.28, you want to adjust your profit target down by 1 tick, in other words, make it 32, and adjust your stop also by 1 tick to account for that. Okay, and you can do that live through the stops and profit targets that are here. Okay, you don't have to make the change in here. Remember, in an anti-trade, your profit target is your stop and your stop is your profit target. But you'll see that as it places it up here. So you don't have to do anything here, but you do need to adjust if you get 1 or 2 ticks of slippage, okay? Because in trading, sometimes 1 or 2 ticks can mean the difference between a good profitable trade and just getting stopped out. Okay, so always be aware of that. When it comes to the retrace trades like this, then you don't need to worry about that because this is coming in on a limit order. Now, you don't have to enter on a limit order either on a retrace trade, and let me show what I mean by that. I'm going to cancel this trade. Right? Remember, you've got the ability here to enter on both. I just canceled that one. You've got the ability here to enter on either market or limit. Okay, I had a limit order, and if I activate it, you'll see it places the limit order. But you can also enter on the market order if you want. So you click on the tab Market, activate it. All right, it's going to draw a dot, but of course there's no working order because it's waiting for it to come up and hit at the market. Once it hits here, it's going to sell at the market, right, and then place the stop and profit target. And so you may get negative slippage or you may get positive slippage based on what the market is doing. And again, keep that in mind. If you got any slippage, you want to adjust your profit target stop. That's why I like to use limit orders. The difference is sometimes on a market order, it may come right up and fill it, and you're in the trade if it never trades higher. On a limit order, you might not get filled if all it did was just trade at this line and back off. Okay, so that's the difference. But I like to use limit orders. So in that case, I would go to limit and click it on. Okay, and quite simply, that's it. That's the way that this works in a nutshell. Okay, remember, I changed these around a little bit, so I'm not going to save this again as we did. So I have our Monday's trades. And then what you want to do is for Tuesday or for any day of the week, you can go ahead and preset these. So for example, if I wanted to preset the trades for tomorrow, okay, I can do that. So if I'm going to just cancel this. If I want to preset the trades for tomorrow, I'm going to go back to my notepad, right? All right, here's our trades for Tuesday. Now you'll notice that these trade times are run from 6:32 to 8:59, but some of you may want to do your own runs, say 2 minutes after the pit open in crude. The pit opens at 6 a.m. Pacific. You may want to run 6:02 to 8:59 or any other time frame that you want. That's the beauty of having this. But let's say that we want to do our trades now for Tuesday. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to copy this, right? I'm going to do Control-C. I'm going to go back to the chart. All right, I'm going to click here once, twice, Control-V. Notice it put the 2 in here for Tuesday. I'm going to click down here again. I'm going to go back to my notepad, take the second trade, Control-C, back to the chart, in this case the strategy manager, click here, Control-V. I have one more to do, right? Back to here. This is an anti-trade. So I'm going to click Control-C, back to my manager, here, Control-V. See, now I've got my Tuesday trades. There's no trade here, so I can just click and backspace this and it's gone, right? Now I can say save. I've got my trades for Tuesday, right? How do I do that? Go to save. It's going to ask me what I want. In this case, I'm going to take CL daily, but it's Tuesday. So I'm going to go here, TUE, and click Save. I already have one for Tuesday. It asked me do I want to replace it. In this case, I'm going to say no because I already have it, but that's how you would do it. Okay? And you can go through that for the other days of the week, and then you're done. It's as simple as that. Okay? Now, one other feature that I want to show, and the feature that I wanted to show is, again, this is these trades were all based on the 6:32 to 10:59 Pacific. Okay, if you're on the East Coast and want to try to trade these, then you're going to need to make an adjustment. You're going to need to do one of two things. if you're looking to load a saved file, okay, again, if you're going to load a save file, or you're going to bring the trade in from a previous one that was sent to you that you wanted to study or use, and it's on Pacific time, and you're over here, say on East Coast time, you can just change the hours in here. You can go 9:32, right, to 11:59, and then just hit apply. See how it updated the time here, and then you could save this. Okay, that's the easiest thing to do. And just leave this here. Okay. We'll work more with that in the video part 3. All right. Thanks for watching. I hope that this was informative. It's very easy to use. Once you get your days saved in, it's quick and easy. Okay. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us here at High% Trading. And please make sure that you do understand the aspects of the videos before trying to implement them. Okay. Thanks for watching, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.